All right, today we're going to tackle a really fundamental and honestly incredibly useful piece of Japanese grammar, how to say something is the most. We're going to focus on one key word that makes it all happen, Ichiban.
So, let's kick things off with a question you've probably asked yourself. You're comparing, not just two things, but a whole group of things. Maybe it's countries or seasons or people in a class. How do you pick just one out and say it's the best or the fastest or the coldest? Well, a lot of learners get a bit stuck here, but the answer is actually refreshingly simple.
And here it is, the word you're looking for is Ichiban. You can think of it as meaning number one, or simply the most. This is your go-to word anytime you're comparing three or more items and you want to highlight the one that stands at the very top for a specific quality.
Okay, so how do we put this into practice? It's not just a matter of dropping Ichiban into a sentence and hoping it works. There's a clear, logical formula for it, and once you see this blueprint, you'll be building these kinds of sentences all the time, no problem.
Here's that blueprint. It's got four essential parts. First, you set the stage by defining the group you're comparing. You do this with the phrase no naka de. Second, you point to the subject, the specific thing that is the most, and you mark it with the particle ga. Third, you bring in our star player, Ichiban. And finally, you state the quality, the adjective or verb that explains how it's number one. Let's see how this all fits together. Theory is one thing, but seeing it in action is what really makes it click. So let's take a look at a few example sentences and break down exactly how this four-part formula plays out. Here's our first one. Canada to France to Japan and among them, Canada is the coldest. This translates to among Canada, France, and Japan, Canada is the coldest. It's a very clear, direct comparison of three places based on their temperature.
Now see how it lines up with our formula? It's a perfect match. We start with the group, the three countries. The subject is Canada. Then comes our key word, Ichiban. And the quality is samuides, is cold. It follows that blueprint we just talked about to a T.
Let's try another one. This time we'll talk about preferences. 季節の中で秋が一番好きです. Among the seasons, I like fall the most. You can see here the group is a bit more general. It's all the seasons. And again, let's check it against the pattern. The group, among the seasons. The subject, fall. Our superlative word, ichiban. And the quality, like. It's the exact same reliable structure, just with different words plugged in. For our final example, let's see how this works with a verb in action. このクラスの中で太郎さんが一番早く来ます. This means, among this class, Taro comes the earliest. This proves the formula isn't just for describing things with adjectives, it works just as well for actions. And let's trace the pattern one last time. The group is this class, the subject is Taro, the superlative, of course, is Ichiban, and the quality, this time a verb, is comes early. The basic structure is identical, which just goes to show you how versatile this formula really is.
All right, so we've taken the formula apart and seen how it works. Before we finish up, let's just lock in the most important points to remember, so you can start building these sentences on your own.
It all really boils down to two simple rules. First, pull out Ichiban whenever you're comparing three or more things to find the top one. And second, always define that group you're talking about with the phrase sono naka de. If you can just remember those two things, you've pretty much got this down.
And with that, we're at the end. We've laid out the entire blueprint for making these the most statements in Japanese. So, I'll leave you with a question to think about using what we just learned. Among everything we covered today, what was Ichiban interesting? Give that some thought, and you're already taking the first step to using this yourself.